Epilogue. With Ashe's innocence proven and Cornelia imprisoned for conspiracy to commit treason against the crown, normalcy slowly began to return to the capital and to the governing lords. Accusations against Lenato and Gaspar territory were dropped, and an investigation into others who may have conspired with the royal advisor was ongoing. Hopefully in time, this mark on the government would pass. After the events of Coronation Day, Ashe left his palace suite and returned to his family's home to rest and refresh away from the ordeal of the palace. He took comfort in his family's welcome, Lenato's laugh, Kristoff's embrace, and Evelyn's playfulness. Above all, he was glad they were safe, and glad they could also work towards bettering tomorrow. Their time in the capital was once again coming to an end. Ashe paced his room, suitcase laid open on the bed, clothing and trinkets spilling out over the edges and onto the bedspread. It would be some time before he would return, so he wanted to be sure he wasn't leaving anything important behind. As he packed, there was a knock on his door. "Come in," he shouted to his visitor as he focused on trying to fold one of his sweaters. The door swung open silently, and his visitor entered, taking the sweater from his hands. "Let me help you with that, dear," Celia said. "And with the rest of this. You have a visitor downstairs." She smiled at him with a look that Ashe had come to recognize as her "Dimitri is here to see you" look. "Oh, thanks, Celia. You don't have to help, though. I'll finish when I get back." The housemaid ignored him, humming a song and waving her hands, shooing him out of the room. Ashe sighed and shook his head with a smile and headed down to the sitting room. "I'm having the strangest feeling of déjà vu," Ashe joked, closing the door behind him. Dimitri turned, smiling softly. "I agree, though hopefully this meeting ends much differently." Ashe nodded. "I'm confident it will." He gestured to the coffee table and chairs. "Care to take a seat, Your Majesty?" Dimitri shook his head. "Unfortunately, my visit must be quick. I am needed back at the palace soon to sign the marriage law. I'm sure Lenato told you, but the council voted to abolish it. I and my future heirs will no longer need to be married in order to fully assume the throne." "That's wonderful, Dimitri. Congratulations." The king nodded. "I will also be signing the new tax plan, the one you worked so hard on earlier this season." He paused. "I wish you could be there to see it." Ashe's face fell. "I'm sorry." "Do not apologize," Dimitri interrupted, raising a gloved hand. "I do not mean to make you feel guilty. Just know that I am grateful for your hard work, and there will always be a place for you in my court." Ashe bowed. "You are most gracious, Your Majesty." "Ashe, please. You needn't be so formal." "Sorry. It seemed like a formal conversation." Dimitri laughed and stepped towards Ashe, reaching into the breast pocket of his jacket. "I also have something for you." The king held out a small item wrapped in a delicate handkerchief. Ashe unfolded the cloth, revealing a silver band. "A ring! I thought I lost it for good. Where did you find it?" Dimitri smiled mischievously. "You left it with me." He chuckled at the confusion on Ashe's face and reached out to tuck the silver hair behind his ear. "The night of the ball. After our dance." Ashe's eyes went wide. The ball. Dimitri's birthday. He had completely forgotten. That meant Dimitri had known? All this time? I can explain." But before he could, Dimitri's lips met his and they came together in a soft embrace. "Can I convince you to stay?" Dimitri asked when they parted, foreheads touching. "Not for long, and not if you don't want to come, of course, but I would still very much like to get to know you better." "Your Majesty," Ashe gasped playfully, "are you suggesting a courtship?" Dimitri laughed. "I am, if you are amiable to such a thing." "I am. As am I." The king tilted his head back to capture Ashe's lips once again. Somewhere in the house, a clock struck the top of the hour, but neither man paid it any mind. Their story was only just beginning.